was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I can.
The context of the Leave No One Behind conversations, which started about 4 or 5 years ago, and we got support from Concern Worldwide to start the first series of Leave No One Behind with local community groups, not just in Dublin but countrywide. And we produced an annual report on the findings of that, which got a lot of attention. And then we have launched Series 2. Unfortunately, with COVID, that stopped us in our track. So we could only do half of our workshops, but we nonetheless produced a very good report, which is available here for all the participants today. Dan and the team and the other groups are just finishing Series 3. So it's all really about working with people at local level, exploring what Leave No One Behind means for them in their day-to-day experience and capturing that knowledge and that wisdom. And then trying to package it in messages that hopefully influence policymakers and people of change. And so that's really the overall thrust and spirit of the Leave No One Behind conversation.
What does it mean to leave no one behind? To ensure everybody's voice is heard and to ensure that people are all part of the process.
Well, leave no one behind is simple. It says you don't leave anyone behind. Nobody should be discriminated from what they do, where they're from, or how they get along.
We're doing a lot of painting, as you can see around. I do want to say hope, to leave no one behind. And we're all one, like, what the ATD is to leave no one behind, to include everyone. Through their disability, race, or their backgrounds.
You know where it comes from, the war. To me, what we're fighting for is just as important as a war. It's a hard battle, but nothing's going to stop us. If someone gets knocked down, we go back and collect them and bring them with us. That's what I believe ATD stands for.
It's like cycling, and I always cycle back and then go forward and then helping the others at the back. That's like leaving nobody behind. It's like even with communities and spirit as well.
In politics it will be like having policies which include everyone, and in society it will be to include people even though they are not part of the same communities or groups than you, and just like inclusion and gathering and sharing things.
So for the last couple of months we've been working with different community groups in Ireland and around Dublin to talk about what does Leave No One Behind mean to them, and we talked about this through art because that's a nice way for people to express themselves. It's a lot about actions that give people hope, things that give people strength, where they find community and where they find peer support and bonds, and things that support people's health and well-being.
Last October we went up to Donegal as part of the Leave No One Behind project. I took involved, and so did Jimmy, different workshops all weekend with ATD.
We were doing mindfulness and we were doing a bit of introducing ourselves and get to know each other.
We organized the project for a few months now, and to see everyone gathered is really a pleasure, and to see how people are happy about the exhibition, it is really nice. And the project was really important because we visited a lot of groups all around Ireland and Dublin, and we learned a lot from them. They were really involved and really happy that we are interested in their groups, their communities, what they do, and to highlight the positive work they do there. So yeah, this project means a lot for everyone here, and yeah, I was really happy to work on this project.
Roslyn is part of a group called the Young Mothers Network. It was a group that was set up by 2 young women who came to Ireland as unaccompanied minors. We meet on a Monday in the Hill Street Family Resource Centre, and in May of this year the ATD team came and led a workshop with the women, and Roslyn was part of the workshop that day and made one of the paintings. So
it was so lovely to be part of the Wyoming women's group. It has made me to be what I am today, and it has made me to have a voice. It has made me to be with people in the community, to make friends, to be loved and know how to carry on with life. I love nature. Like how we are here now, you see all the fruits, the trees are growing around. It's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. I love it. I love it. And being here today is a privilege to me. Thank you so much for organizing such a beautiful thing for us to meet here with other people. I mean, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Togetherness is strength.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, okay, in Mud Island Community Garden. It started 13 years ago. It's organized by the community. Neighbors came together and they changed this place, which was landfill, like it was a wasteland. They started building raised bed because you can't actually grow anything on the ground. So we did the raised beds.
I've been here a few times to Mud Garden, so I've seen it coming on. And I love the analogy of the garden. If all the flowers were the same, it'd be a boring garden. It's exactly what's happened in Ireland. I'm Irish by birth, but I was brought up in Liverpool. We've always had mixed community. So to see the people coming together, like all different flowers of the same garden, I love unity and diversity. So I'm just thrilled, but I do love the concept of ATD itself, to leave nobody behind, no matter what background we come from.
This is a really colorful and full of hope and full of energy. I think it's really buoyant. I love the art. I love talking to people, meeting people with extraordinary experience and the power of the community, I think. I'm always going on about this word in Irish that I learned in the community. It's called mehel. Mehel is like bringing the community to work together to do something. And I think that's a great outcome. You've done a lovely display of art, lovely feeling, great to meet people that you wouldn't meet necessarily. It's a lovely feeling. So I'm very happy to be part of today, despite the rain.
Everyone here has brightened up today, you know, and the weather hasn't affected the good mood. And I think always with ATD, I don't think the weather's ever going to get us down, you know, because there's a sense of community here.
SAIL is an advocacy centre for women that experience homelessness, addiction and domestic abuse. It has many programmes, the SEA scheme, it has the BRIO. BRIO is Spring and Recovery Inside Out. Then they have the Davina project, which we actually graduated from today. Davina actually stands for Domestic Abuse Violence is Never Acceptable. It's a good place to go and it's a great support circle as well with the other women, because when I went I thought I was the only one that had problems that I was going through until I came to a group of other women and I realised there's women that's going through worse than what I'm going through. So we do a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of fun too.
I really enjoyed the art with us, and I think SAILS is a great place to be. I'd be really lost without SAILS. Like the support, people are lovely. We work as a team in the Seas groups and all, like in the groups, and the people are great in SAILS.
Probably the most resilient and powerful women that I've ever got to know. They're incredible, the stories and what they've come through. The strength that they show is just pretty incredible, so yeah.
It kind of said everything that the women are and everything that we do on the picture. Like is caring, we're positive, we cry and we laugh, we're resilient, we're powerful women, there's joy, it's a lovely place to be, and we have some willpower.
My name is Pauline MacDonald and I work in Pavy Point. I work doing the primary health care and one day domestic violence. I go out to traveller sites and traveller houses. We help with medical cards and overall health, and we bring out surveys and the importance of breast checks and cervical smear tests. Go to their GPs and keep with their vaccines and up to date in their children's needles and stuff like that.
It's lovely to see it all come together in an event like this, and it's lovely to see other community groups coming together as well to offer their perspective and just to be in a shared space, you know, with like-minded people kind of exploring the themes that we're all sort of interested in the context of socioeconomic discrimination and so on. So yeah, it's a fantastic event. I'm usually in danger of over-intellectualising things, given that I'm an academic. That's sort of what I do a little bit. So I think actually having a platform where people are asked to speak about socioeconomic discrimination in simple terms is really, really important, because sometimes the language we use can be a barrier to understanding. So when we break that down and we think about it in terms of the experiences that people have, so what does it mean to be treated differently because of your accent or your dress or your postcode? What's that like? How does it feel? What are those experiences like in reality? I think there's really, really important conversations that sometimes can get lost when we think about things in terms that are too intellectual.
I think everyone's ideas really came through very well in the artwork, and the fact that everyone was so willing to come out today and really mingle together and get to know each other, it was really nice to see the whole togetherness of the event, I think.
I think there's just a lot of importance in these paintings that we see around us and the joy they bring out. When we talk about poverty, we always see all the struggle and all the bad things. And I think this project kind of brings to light the importance of people and who they are, and and their feelings and the way they project that through art. I think that was the biggest thing that stuck with me, and just walking through here just brings a lot of joy to me. It was great to work in this project, and it brought a lot of happiness.
What did you do today?
Sow the seeds and see the bloom where you're planted.
It's a fantastic project, and of course it'll never end, because we'll always have people who are left behind. It's the nature of poverty, and we have to agree that it's totally unacceptable, but that's the case. It's not morally acceptable. So there'll always be a case for more work with people who feel left behind in society.
I'm always attracted to the work of ATD because it gives voice to people who are experiencing poverty. So you read enough from academics and social policy experts about the theory of exclusion or inequality, but when you hear the voice of people, what is it like for you? And I particularly like the campaign about Ad the Tent, about socioeconomic discrimination. So what it means, and if we say we live in a republic. Republic means equality, people are equal. So what do we do to make that a reality? Make a republic, which you haven't achieved, a real republic. And I do have a sense that Mark said we'll always have some degree of poverty. Sadly, probably right. But is there an acceptable level of poverty? When you look at the public finances, the formal economy booming, and it's good that it's booming, I'm not denying that, but it should not be acceptable that we leave people behind. As Mark said, it's a moral issue. So I think we have to keep going, and I do think today is a very useful reminder of what it's like for people to be left behind and the voice of people who are experiencing that.